YouTube. You know, we here at the Det Fox channel mostly spend a lot of our time talking about marriage equality, gay adoption rights, and basically topics that deal with gay and lesbian issues. On Thursday here in the United States, something major happened, and I feel the need to talk about it because it really is going to affect not only gay people, but every single American citizen in this country, and my guess is every single human across the planet. Because what had just happened in the United States is what I consider the death of democracy. I think that the Supreme Court has basically just changed the future of our country, and I am very sad and angry that most of my American citizens that I have tried talking to about this week could care less or have no concept of what's happening. We live in a country where we are very privileged, where we are taken care of, and we're very spoiled on some levels. And I think most Americans don't perceive that our way of life could change. And I think that our way of life is changing. And I think slowly, every year that goes by, we as Americans are giving away more of our values and more of our rights. Basically what happened, I'll let Rachel Maddow explain it to you because she's much more elegant at telling you what happened than I am. Take it away, Rachel.
A bolt of lightning has struck the entire American political system. The Supreme Court today swept away rules that go back more than a century, rules that have constrained the way that corporate interests can influence the American political system. Today, in one of the most radical Supreme Court actions in years, Justice Roberts and Alito and their 5-member conservative majority overthrew at least a decade of settled law and congressional action and multiple Supreme Court precedents to wipe those laws away. Corporations are free to inject unregulated billions, absolutely unlimited money, into the political system now. If you are a regular person who's ever made a campaign donation before, forget about ever having to do that again. What's the point in individual people trying to influence politics with their donations if Exxon or some other company can quite literally match and therefore cancel out the combined donations of every single individual donor in the nation whenever it wants, in one check. And it can do it every year, in every campaign, in every state, in every race. Going forward, corporations will be able to use unlimited money to support or oppose candidates in federal office. This isn't CEOs, individual rich guys using their private money. It isn't people forming political associations to do political work. It is big business being allowed to use its profits to flood the airwaves with ads against one candidate or for another. So if you're, say, a giant health insurance company who doesn't want the current system to change because you're making a killing, there's now nothing stopping you from tapping into your company's millions of dollars of profits to try to defeat a candidate who will vote against your interests. And you can do it without limit. If you have $2 billion in your company bank account and you see stopping health reform as an existential issue for your company, you can, and your shareholders probably think you should, spend all $2 billion of those dollars running ads against health reform directly. Feel free. This ruling rolls back decades of protections against corporate interference and control of governance. Justice John Paul Stevens read from the bench his scathing 20-minute dissent of the court's decision today. He said, "The court's ruling threatens to undermine the integrity of elected institutions across the nation. It's a rejection of the common sense of the American people who have recognized a need to prevent corporations from undermining self-government since the founding. While American democracy is imperfect, few outside the majority of this court would have thought its flaws included a dearth of corporate money in politics." Today's ruling affects everything going forward. If this ruling is not curtailed somehow through legislation, I personally think it is impossible to overstate the impact this will have on American politics. Every major issue that our government deals with will change because the field has just been dramatically tilted, like 90 degrees tilted, toward corporate interests. So, will health reform be the first casualty?
Okay, so when I heard the ruling the other day, I was shocked. I mean, I really had to just, pull over on the side of the road. I was driving to work, and I had to really think about what happened, what the Supreme Court did to every single American in this country. The corporations here in the United States are greedy. They're greedy across the world. They have done nothing but try to use their influence and their money to make the world a worse place for most Americans. I think we wouldn't be in the Iraq War right now or in Afghanistan if it wasn't partially for corporations and corporate interest. I personally think that these huge corporations are draining the human resources off this planet. They're taking advantage and they're hurting people, and it is something that's very frustrating. As an individual, you feel very powerless against corporations like that. I love politics. I'm a very political person. I like talking about it. I like being a part of it. I enjoy the actual debate. I think what the Supreme Court just did is they got rid of the debate. We as individuals, we as United States citizens no longer have a voice. As long as corporations are considered equal to citizens, there is no debate. Corporations will rule this country. I've grown up, I'm going to out myself. My father was a Republican. I am currently Republican. I'm a gay Republican. It's something that I'm not proud to say. I live in the closet with it. I am a Republican because it's the way I was raised and it's my family upbringing. I've often thought about leaving the Republican Party and abandoning a party that has done nothing but hurt gay and lesbian people and many other people besides gay and lesbian people. But I thought, okay, if I stay inside the party and I work hard, maybe I can make change from the inside out. I mean, the Republican Party is the party of Abraham Lincoln. It has shown great strength and great leadership in the past. After this ruling, I don't think it matters if you're a Democrat or Republican anymore. As of tomorrow, I'm going to go down and I'm going to register myself as an independent. And I would like to encourage anybody out there who hasn't become an independent yet to do so. Because I think we need to get out of this battle of titles of Democrat and Republican. I don't think it matters. I think it's about corporate America against Americans. And I think we as Americans need to start talking and start realizing that it's our vote that still counts while we can. We need to make sure that politicians are responsible. We need to make sure that any money they get from corporations that we know about. I'd like to see politicians be like NASCAR and have to wear their distributors, all the people that give money to their campaigns. I'd like to see it wear it on their suits, symbols of Exxon and these different medical corporations. So as you can see, I'm really kind of frustrated today, and I don't, other than watching 20 different news shows and hearing people that think the way I think, there's not a lot I can do today. I'm trying to think about what I can do as an American citizen to basically have the government hear my voice. I'm going to write a few letters today to my local senators. I'm going to write a letter to Obama, expressing my outrage at what the Supreme Court did and asking them to take action now before it's too late. The Democrats have a huge lead, in the government in the United States. They can make changes. They can help this not happen. And I hope they do. I hope Obama and the leadership of the House and the Senate gets together and they find a way to stop this from happening. Otherwise, our future is very dark in my eyes, and it'll be a long time before this ruling can be overcome. So, if you're an American citizen, please write. Please write to Obama. Please write to your senators and your congressmen and let them know how outraged you are at this. And tell them this is more important than anything. It's more important than health care. It's more important than anything we're talking about right now. Because if this doesn't change, nothing really matters anymore. I mean, it's going to come down to the point where corporations will determine how we as American citizens live our lives. Take care. I hope I wasn't too depressing. Talk to you later.
I know I'm really angry